We are breaking into our regular coverage with a critical security briefing. Right now, we've got our hands on some breaking information, the exact unvarnished sequence of events operating at the absolute edge of modern AI infrastructure. We are looking directly at the precise digital gateway that stands between you and your destination. We have the intercepted sequence, we have the directives, and we are going to break down exactly what this digital checkpoint demands of absolutely anyone trying to cross its threshold.
Breaking. Verification sequences initiated. You need to consider this a live, unfolding digital gating event that demands your absolute attention. The information we have points to a highly regulated, automated threat assessment. This isn't some random glitch or a server delay. It is a deliberate filter designed to weed out malicious traffic before it ever touches the core AI servers. When a system throws up this kind of barrier, it's actively shifting from a passive host to an aggressive gatekeeper. You're no longer just browsing, your connection is actively being interrogated.
Okay, let's dive into this. Phase 1, the mandatory standby.
Just a moment. Now that sounds incredibly polite, doesn't it? But actually, it's masking a massive flurry of invisible data exchange. During this moment, the system is quietly checking IP reputation lists, evaluating your browser's request headers, and hunting for known botnet signatures. You cannot proceed, you cannot bypass it, and you certainly can't rush it. The system is literally forcing you to hold your position in a suspenseful holding pattern while it decides whether or not your digital footprint matches that of a legitimate human entity.
The intelligence we have lays out a completely rigid, four-stage industry defense pipeline. The protocol does not deviate. Step 1 is that forced wait for the background checks we just discussed. Step 2 is the actual verification clearance. Step 3 is the network handoff, where you anxiously await the final destination, OpenAI. And Step 4 introduces the absolute technical mandates, enabling cookies in JavaScript, which are required to cross the finish line. If your connection fails at literally any single step, the entire sequence collapses like a house of cards.
Moving right along to the breakthrough moment. Phase 2, achieving successful verification. Okay, we can officially report that clearance has been granted. Verification successful. It's a huge relief. On a technical level, this means the heuristic checks have passed, and your digital fingerprint has been flagged as human rather than some automated script. The checkpoint has been cleared. But as this report tracks the entire event, we have to quickly note that while this specific security hurdle has been vaulted, the journey is far from over. Being verified as a legitimate user is definitely not the same thing as actually being connected to the server.
Which brings us to the critical handoff, Phase 3, awaiting destination response.
There is a stark contrast to note in the data here. On one side, we have the definitive technical triumph, verification successful. But right next to it, the protocol plunges us immediately into a state of total vulnerability, waiting for OpenAI.com to respond. It highlights a massive vulnerable gap in the process. Passing the security clearance means absolutely nothing if the target destination doesn't pick up the connection. You are cleared, but you are stranded in a holding pattern once again. Waiting for OpenAI.com to respond. It's worth remembering the massive scale at play here. Even with data moving at literally the speed of light, load balancers handling millions of AI queries per second create this specific digital bottleneck. In this intercepted sequence, the gatekeeper has done its job perfectly, but progress is entirely stalled until that ultimate authority, OpenAI, sends a signal back. Your connection is verified, for sure, but you are still just a number in a queue waiting for the heavily taxed infrastructure to finally grant you entry.
And that leads us to the final breaking mandates. Phase 4, critical system requirements.
So what do these two critical terms actually mean for you right now? JavaScript and cookies. Well, in this unfolding sequence, they aren't just technical jargon or background browser settings. They are absolute, non-negotiable continuity mandates. JavaScript is required to execute dynamic client-side challenges, like rendering a hidden element or solving a quick math problem in the background just to prove you aren't a basic scraper. Meanwhile, cookies are required to store your specific clearance token so you aren't forced to re-verify on every single click you make.
Enable JavaScript, enable cookies. I'm going to give this to you in a deadpan, serious tone. These are basically terms of surrender. It's a fundamental zero-trust architecture compromise. If you operate a highly locked-down browser, prioritizing your data shielding by turning these features off, this protocol is telling you that your journey ends here. If you want access to highly targeted AI compute resources, you have to prove you are running a standard interactive client, not a headless script. Without compliance, progress is impossible.
Which leaves us with a stark reality as we conclude this security briefing. The checkpoint is designed to be completely unyielding. You can wait your moment, you can pass the invisible heuristic checks, and the server can be entirely ready to route you. But the final key is literally in your hands, requiring a basic technical handshake. So we leave you to urgently evaluate your own digital readiness. In this era of zero-trust architecture, are your settings configured to pass the test? Or will you be permanently denied entry, waiting forever?